Saturday Showdown, T1 versus KT Roasters.
Does give us an idea of what this T1 composition looks like, which is Hui in the mid lane, Owners Lee Sin. Not going to have that stolen away by his support this time around, as no surprises that Dundun is heading towards the Jax. We saw its prevalence really skyrocket in Challenger this week as well. Then they're just going to all die. It's going to be really, really rough. Let's jump into the Rift here for game number 1.
Build the supply him.
Oh, true. Just wanders back a little bit and makes a book.
Yep.
Pretty cool. Oh, Faker going to see what... Oh, does manage to hit that one.
Not moving, trying to get the mid tower, and the siege impact is really powerful.
Whoa, Gumishi already down extraordinarily low. Still going aggressive onto Peter, though, understanding that he does have that range advantage. 7 wins in a row here for the center.
You want to show it, you know? People lie.
But we haven't had very much Zeri. As Faker is just killing Colmy, gets his flash in
that
the 1v1.
That would have just been a kill if he hadn't flashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so buffs to Talia, not looking like they're being enough. What he does, just in general.
Yeah, just QQs. As he's going to get flung back towards Colmy here, as now Ona finding Peter. Nice little hook there as the Permafrost is available. Sylvie going to flash on over as Ona has to flash his way out. Nice play so far here for Nongshim. As Sylvie's coming down, Gumiushi could be in trouble. He tries to slink into the mist, but Sylvie's coming down. Let's see whether they can actually get on top of him. They dodge the snare, and Jiwoo, he's in range. Piercing Darkness comes down. That's the safeguard. Gumiushi's still alive. Owner as well. He's going to get hooked, and first blood goes to the Zeri. Bit of a disaster to start this one off towards the bottom side for T1, but Gumiushi does stay alive.
Don't think Nongshim are really picky in that situation. Yes, they wanted to get Guma, but the peel comes in and they just end up getting Oda instead. I think they'll take that in this situation.
Oh dear.
Some more.
If they can find Gumiushi here, he could just be dead. Hex Flash is going to come forward. Peter just looking to try and start this one off with an auto attack as Guma going to get lit on fire, and Jiwoo just dashing around. That's the kill, and 2 of them onto this bottom lane, and now Colmy's going to turn up, but the Ornn's able to get a kill back onto Peter. Threaded volley just not quite in the right position as Nongshim will start up the Drake as well. And we're going to see in live, Sylvie's dead. Thankfully, we do have Wolf standing alongside. He can let us know whether this is, in fact, certification. As Owner is going to turn up, Dundun could be in trouble here. He is going to manage to flash, but it's not really going to work out. As a Hyper Proc going to be enough to do it there. Zeus, he had Mega Gnar prepared as well. So that is a nice little kill towards that top side to give this Gnar as much advantage as possible.
Yeah, you can see Dundun tried what he could to create as much space as possible. But,
caught back and speeds himself up. Flash ult. Cool guys, don't look at explosions. Well, Zeus turning Mega one more time. Looking forward to seeing what these team fights are going to look like as these 2 top laners head towards their first items. As Weaver's Wall comes in. All right, here's Peter, here's Jiwoo, and they decide they want to get some money from Faker. Peter might die, and he will. So Faker able to trade 1 for 1 here underneath his turret when all of the goons turned up.
Yeah, struggling, especially 5 Void Grubs secured by T1. Definitely make it easier to take it down, but there is a 40 CS lead in the top lane.
That is pretty ridiculous. The Seismic Shove going to pull back Ona. Not going to be able to safeguard around here as there are rocks everywhere. Gumi should be able to come over and heal him back up again. And so Dundun just going to leave his turret for dead. This is, of course, the Dundun comfort zone. Getting crushed in lane as Jax.
Yep, and this is also the Zeus comfort zone, crushing your lane.
As Gnar.
Yeah.
The world that he went for. As, all right, Ona going to get the mini stun into the wall here onto Colmy, who flashes immediately. Good seismic shove, and Ona is just taken down! Colmy outplays it beautifully. And now Faker, he's going to have to run as fast as he can, but the Weaver's Wall is going to come through, gets the flash, and Colmy has just ticked to online mode. As Peter avoids some of Faker's damage, but T1 will gain some control of the river here as there's the Weaver's Wall. Peter misses the hook, but it's still so much damage as everyone is just running over the rocks. But this fight is so broken up. The Gnar able to grab 1 kill. Good fear from Faker as well as he tries to keep himself alive, but the flash from Dundun is going to be there, but it's Ona that's taking matters into his own hands. Jiwoo gonna get Q'd to the face, and it's a triple kill for this man's Lee Sin, and Zeus is looking to hunt down his lane nemesis. Not gonna be able to find the house there, but T1, they will find the dragon. That's not really what you want to see. 50 CS in the lead, and now 2-0-2. As Faker's just going to get thrown around like a ragdoll. Not very fair. Grasp with more going to come on through, but it's not going to do anything. And so Nongshim able to get one back, and they lose just one dragon, so not end of the world, I guess, but it's 5,000 gold. We'll be able to do that as we're fighting again. All right, Carrier going to get permafrosted, immediately does cleanse that one off. And now we're driving the Herald. And Peter puts it straight into the turret. Nicely done, gets a little bit of value. Oh goodness, that is not the dredge line that he was looking for. Still, the rest of his team is going to be there. Really good interrupt, so he doesn't get resonating struck. And Zeus now looking to try and move his way in here. Dawning Shadow locks down Dundun. And now Zeus, he's got the Mega Gnar up and available. Won't even need it to help lock down the kill onto Sylvie. Arctic Assault gonna get him over. Yeah, go in. I reckon it's a good idea. Gets the ward over the wall. We'll know exactly what's going on. Over the base. Okay, Dundun has found a lot of friends that aren't very friendly. Oh, Colby! What a heroic play! Oh no! Cue the Celine Dion!
It honestly looked like Colmy just came flying out of the terrain.
I got it!
Camera angle we had just appeared out of nowhere to immediately die.
Yeah, Colmy doing it in the same lane, just a little bit further up. As Baron Buff's still in tow here, T1 will be able to take their first inhibitor. Might be able to find more as they push Jiwoo into the waiting arms of T1. And that's Ona that locks him down once again. Both deaths at the hands of Lee Sin, but that one was pretty hand-delivered there by Zeus. And I don't think T1 are stopping. I think they're looking to try and finish this one off as once again Peter's going to find an unfortunate hook, but Ona is going to get into that backline. Great knock-up from Carrier as well as Dundun trying to get on top of Gumayusi, and there is the permafrost to try and help this one out. And T1 will get somewhat routed here, losing Gumayusi and Ona as they go a little bit overly aggressive. So T1 going to back off for the moment. The entire time.
A bit of a fail flash, but now we have a flank. They're just killing Faker. That's the game plan.
I think that is. And they may succeed. Permafrost not quite in range here as Sylvie is going to get slowed down momentarily. Dundun is probably going to die as Zeus is capable of ignoring everyone on the team, I guess. Maybe not Jiwoo, who does do a fair bit of work. And he's going to get flung around like a bit of a ragdoll, and there we go. So they lock down the Gnar. I don't blame him. He needs all the help.
That is a true sign that lane has gone.
All right. This could also be a little bit of a worry. Is Gumayusi going to get pulled back right into the open arms of Peter's anchor? Does an anchor have arms? I guess, sort of. There's two things coming off the sides at the bottom. I guess it makes sense.
You know, if they get...
Oh, Ona's on a ward here as well. As the hook is going to connect there from Peter this time around. They're trying to burst him down, but there's a lot of damage coming through. Oh my god. Okay, tries to take the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike, and there is a burst fire in his face. Oh my god, Faker's damage is absurd.
Yeah, he's kind of hit that point where he's a problem. Speaking of problems...
That's through Anathemas. Well, that's one way to do it. Dundun is also on vision, trying to take down this outer turret on the bottom side of the map. It looks like Nongshim are opting in for an attempted play on this as the Weaver's Wall does come down. That is Ona locking down the Baron, but can they find the team fight is the question. Oh no, Dundun dives over and delivers a bit of the ultimate to Peter, and Dundun's very much dead. Oh, Dawning Shadow, that's going to lock it down, but actually Faker had the kill in his back pocket anyway. Zeus going to be held at bay for the minute, but they got themselves the Baron. They also got themselves a kill. And now T1 are going to look to re-destroy this mid lane inhibitor.
And honestly, I think Sylvie kind of misplayed a bit there. Had an opportunity to get into the pit and didn't take it, was waiting, and as a result got kicked away by Ona. So I think there was a chance to at least open up the possibility for steal, but it's still hard. It's hard to do against Lee Sin. Hard to make the decision to go into the pit when you know T1 are very patient. Setting up Baron health, and very close one there.
And this is, like, the sieging power of a Hui is just, it's just really not fair. It's okay, ulti comes down onto Peter, who tries to get himself to relative safe. It's not safe. There's nothing safe about it.
Wow.
If you're within a screen of this Hui, you are dead.
A screen? I think perhaps a little bit more.
Two screens?
Maybe
two screens. If you're on the Rift and Faker's Hui is here, then you're dead.
Get back in the fountain if you want to live.
Yeah, and even then, I don't know. I don't know whether you'll be safe. As Dundun looking to try and get Zeus out of here, but that's what he's been trying to do all game, and it hasn't really been working out. They are starting a little bit of a battle. Nice grasping more there from Faker to pull them together, and these health bars are just evaporating. There goes Sylvie. That's going to be their first one. Crypt Bloom going off as the seismic shove goes completely wide. And Zeus trying to charge up the Gnar bar. He does manage to get in. There's the Gnar at the same time. And in the meantime, the Nexus just explodes. T1, they'll take game number 1.
If someone had just told Dundun, don't fall behind against Zip, man, why didn't they think of that?
They said it against Bro. They were like, don't fall behind against Morgan. He's like, all right, solo kill 1, solo kill 2. They just forgot to have the pep talk this time around, and he did.
They need to hype him up. And now, finally, we're going to get some answers with T1.
Yeah, where is stuff going, guys?
Yeah,
that's a Yone. I guess we don't know.
Top Yone, mid Karma, 80 carry TF. Makes the most sense in my mind.
Yone Emilio is a pretty strong bottom lane, though, so I'm still a little bit in two minds as to where things are going.
Sure.
Have you seen the Karma Emilio lanes as well?
That sounds obnoxious.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very fun to play against, to be perfectly honest. But Nongshim, certainly still some stability here. Very similar idea with the composition, except having a little bit of added range and Elder Dragon. Once you hit 225 stacks, we'll have to see whether it works out as our first Smolder makes his way onto the Rift. Is...
you want to tell all the viewers all the names of...
I don't really want to, because...
his abilities?
His ultimate ability is spelt wrong, Orcs.
Oh yeah, it's spelled in the...
It's Moom. What is Moom? What does that mean? Because it's obviously not Mom, because that's spelled with a U.
Yeah.
So, I'm very confused.
Yeah, I was lost on that one too.
Yeah, very,
Maybe it's like a... Is he part cow? Is that like a...
Ah! And they wanted it to be palindromic.
Yeah.
It does. Sense. That makes the most. Okay, now it's all coming together. It's absolutely true.
Yeah. Normally, even if they're not queuing forwards, they just sort of
is Colmy just dead? Well, he's not going to flash just yet, as he's able to wait for the Shattering Strike to potentially be launched, and so therefore they're not going to go for it. Peter going to get hit by a stacked deck a few times, and there is a red card as well from Gumayushi just for some added damage.
Low on mana. Wait, did they see the lead there? Yeah, but Sylvie's standing by.
Yeah, Colmy going to once again be put on a leash here, as Threaded Volley not going to really find the target, but now Ona could be in trouble. Shattering Strike, double value there as he gets flung back into the rocks, and there's the knock-up. First blood to Sylvie, and it's elementary here for Nongshim. He teleported back, but now he's down very low again, but has thrown the ultimate out. Dundun just going to boop him a little bit and run away. Very Udyr of him.
Yeah, I saw the health Zeus was on, and I was like, wait, he has reset, and he's back to that health already. Oh, Colmy in trouble.
He certainly is. Does have flash, is going to elect not to use it here, as Faker just needs to hit a Q as the Weaver's Wall, and then he's dead. Don't know how that ever was going to work.
Colmy, oh.
Okay, Sylvie is looking for Zeus. They're going to have to stand on the Soul. Zeus, I think, knows what the situation is. And there he goes, cease and desist, just held on to until after he had to return. Well, Peter is just trying not to give himself up, but is going to be found. Grand Entrance is going to come through. There's the Battle Dance, as now Destiny flying into this mid lane. Colmy slowed down as a gold card is going to come through, and that means Colmy has to flash, gets himself out of the way. The newly constructed static shiv there for Gumayushi. Going to mean that did a fair bit of damage, but Colmy finally pressing his flash button. More important, Zeus is once again going to have to flash this time. Try and get out of the way. Vault Breaker does come through, and Colmy puts a wall down and is just not going to be able to participate in this particular battle. Sylvie makes it out without dying to the turret.
Definitely feels risky.
Doesn't feel risky for Dundun, who is just having the greatest of times here towards his top lane. Colmy, maybe not in the same spot as he flashes for the Shattering Strike, but now Sylvie in perfect position once again. Magnet Storm coming down, but not really doing too much because Faker not quite there to offer too much damage back. And Gumayushi's ghosting, trying to get in range for this Destiny as they now look for Sylvie. He's an opportunity, but the quickness does come down. Seismic shove, just gigantic with Colmy over the wall. And there's the Vault Breaker as Ona goes back in. They're able to grab the kill on the jungle. It's a big shutdown for the Twisted Fate, but now Dundun is going to turn up. Carrier gets into position, and now it's Peter that needs to be their hero. Gumayushi goes down in the fight. Ona surviving for so incredibly long, and Peter will just catch a stray Q there from Faker. As Ona might have to go for a bit of an execute, but I think it is going to be achieved, and there he goes. Jiwoo just by himself towards his bottom lane, but probably wanting to wait a little bit longer. Haven't done a stack check. Haven't actually looked at it as, okay, there's a Destiny, and Colmy is rooted in place. Still, it's a nice seismic shove onto Gumayusi. He's going to need Carrier's help to try and get out of there. Mom is going to yell a whole bunch now as Jiwoo is sneezing all over them. Flap, 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 and they help knock down the first kill. Gumayusi dead once again. Seismic shove connects. Faker is landing Q after Q after Q with these mantras, but it's just not quite enough to win them these fights, as now Carrier, he's the one running the wrong direction. And Dundun, really nice interruption there. And Carrier's really dead. I think he was going to be dead either way, but it still looked definitely cool.
And Zeus didn't even show up for the fight in that situation.
Well, he's here now. Does that make up for it? I don't know, because I think this turret is still very dead. Care about. They're like, we're going to do what we can do to win, and we don't care what we look like doing it. And it's really not. Okay, well, this is aggressive as Mom's yelling once again. The CC kind of massive. As once again, Jiwoo just raining hell down upon them. Gumayusi will land that gold card there. Sylvie's in trouble. Faker comes around though. And I don't know whether we like it too much. Nice Mega Cone is going to connect. And Call Me, he finds Gumayusi once again. His third death of the game.
You see how many control wards were in that brush? Just slammed every single one down. T1 have to be really cautious here.
They certainly do. Sylvie looking for a possible angle here as he gets over the wall. I don't know whether he's completely out of dodge just yet. Decides to go in. I don't know about that, but the seismic shove is amazing. Gumayusi going down extraordinarily low as Mom yells into the backline. Sylvie manages to get that kill, and now they get the knock up onto Ona. He's underneath the turret, but I don't think that's going to matter. The Shattering Strike is decent, and my God, the damage from these mantra Qs. Another one connects, and Faker just demolishes him. Get that? How long was that on cooldown for? Like
it just wasn't. It just wasn't. Okay. It's if mode apparently.
No, we don't want that.
Have enough armor. Oh
well, Sylvie's going in once again, and guess who it is? It's on to Gumayusi as he's taking so much damage. In goes Peter, but is going to get interrupted. No one's really going to fall down yet, and now the Karma has them at arm's length. Yes, there's an execute range there that they have to be worried about. They're not worried about it at all as Faker is flashing in to land these Qs. Gets another one. That mantra is definitely back up again.
It's just always up. You always have to assume it's up. And
yeah,
Dundun's got a lot of armor. He is very tanky, but not too much magic resist.
Oh, what the heck? Every second ability is mantraed, which is the free shoes. There you go.
Yep.
Well, Peter is going to get stunned momentarily. Zeus finds an ultimate, and they just blow him up. Goodbye.
Yeah, part of the problem, playing the Rakan into a TF, once that stun card hits, you are in trouble. And even had Mirk Treads as well, and it just wasn't enough.
Did you say more ability haste? I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, I definitely need it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the rapid fire Milio combo. Look at the range!
That's just absurd. All right, they're going to go for another engage, this time onto Faker, and Mom just lights him on fire. Going to be taken down as now Dundun. I don't know whether you win this 1v1 anymore. And yes, he built that extra armor. I just don't know whether it works. Does sidestep the knockup as now Jiwoo is looking to execute them. Takes down Carrier first up, and that's the double.
You do see Zeus moving over to try and get the soul. The TP is going to come in from Dundun. They don't want to give anything up to the side of T1. Baron secured.
Oh, Gumayusi, I don't know about this. He is just very dead. Well, never mind. He does stay alive for a bit longer. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Still, Nongshim should be able to gather themselves the dragon and deny the soul from T1. Still a little bit given on over. And T1 are just going to walk towards this Baron. It goes down extraordinarily quickly. Teleports are coming in. And Mom is going to yell. Gumayusi taking a fair bit of damage as now Peter with the quickness running. Zeus over the wall is going to blast cone his way out. And he did buy a fair bit of space. But now Dundun is in the backline just booping and booping as now Ona has to get himself over the Weaver's wall. And T1, they keep themselves alive. Nongshim still looking for more though. Ona with the Shattering Strike, and he might fall. His health bar is extraordinarily low, but now Zeus looking for the angle. Dundun just hitting things as Jiwoo. Perfect timing on the arm guard. Call Me doing exactly the same thing, blocking the ultimate. And now Gumayusi, he's going to do the same thing. Now Faker is in trouble as Dundun has got on top of him, but it's the Smolder that locks down the kill onto Gumayusi. Faker goes golden to the very last second, but he's likely to fall the Inspire Shield, buying some time. And actually, with this Mantra W, he's just surviving. This is ridiculous, but it doesn't matter because he's out of the fight, and they lock down the kill onto the unit.
He's still going.
He is still going, and he's able to slow down Sylvie, then Mantras again, so he's immortal. And is Sylvie actually going to be able to kill him? It's we're just not going to watch, I guess.
Ult's up now, so he just has to burst with the ultimate.
Yeah. He just has to do that.
It's that simple.
It's that simple, guys. That's how you do it. And now Faker is going to channel the back. As you can see, Nongshim, they are just winning the game right now. He's going to opt in for the teleport to make sure that he can get back to his base. And
yeah, Faker has the wave clear. Matt, what?
All right, we're going to go straight onto live here as Gumayusi going to get the stun onto Sylvie. That's high value, but the flick back onto Ona. He's going to explode as Mum flies over the top. And now Dundun, he'll be stunned up. Man, Turtle Stance giving him the most gigantic shield ever as Carrier going to get caught out by the seismic shove, but there's the Inspire shield from Faker. He's keeping them alive. Zeus as well is burning. Carrier was also...
Look, it's not okay that he's doing such big mantra Qs and the shields as well. He's got the most damage in the fight and the most shields.
Yep, he's just keeping them all alive all the time, but not going to be able to stop this Baron by the looks of things because Carrier is limping around the battlefield. Still, these mantra Qs are so scary. Into the backline goes Zeus! Finds 3 with the ulti, and then rebinds the soul, but the result is a dead Yone and a dead Twisted Fate. I think Nongshim have done it. Faker is going to get routed, and he tried so incredibly hard this game. His karma was like no other, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Dundun is running after Carrier, who does have Mega Cone opportunity. But I don't think he runs as fast as
once
this.
again,
there it is.
CC immune through the Mega Fire Kick, and Jiwoo, honestly, I feel like...
just flapping around, and there is the ace.
We were hoping for the Jiwoo source today, and he has delivered. I feel like he's been playing these team fights so flawlessly on the smallest, so patient, avoiding gauge opportunities. He dodged the ult from Zeus. He was the one...
that arm guard was probably the game-winning moment there for Nongshim. Gorgeously played, and once again...
Look at the damage. I also think
is
it's crazy that Sylvie did 21k damage as a jungle Vi. Like,
true.
That is a substantial... I mean, you saw how he was fighting, and maybe a lot of that was to the karma in the top lane. And Dundun's thinking of just going for the Poppy, which isn't the Garen.
It's not Garen, but it will be Poppy.
Honestly, probably a bit more of a stable pick than the Garen.
What about Vital?
We've had one LCK game ever of Garen, and I'm going to be real, it kind of stunk.
Able to take advantage of a T1 preparing for a telecom war and just beat them in game 3. Let's jump over the rift. If the loading screen's too long, I just know that it's over.
Yep.
It's just doom.
That was the old school strategy. Just have Toaster PC and run Lollipoppy every game. Call me, don't die.
He's getting reminded of just how unfun it was last time around, as there is the Jaws, and he just gets solo killed.
Man, I told him not to die. I even said.
And Faker had flashed extraordinarily early in that play. Like he decided he was killing Call Me no matter what.
Oh no, he decided like a minute and a half ago.
Yeah, I think so. As Gumayusi, he's also probably dead. Does have to flash to get himself out of the way. And now Carrier is just licking Jiwoo over and over again.
That's not okay.
No, it's not. Not very fair at all. As Peter taking a fair bit of damage off the back end, and every loss makes him more powerful.
It's
we're going to have a look at this
to place his level, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and you can see Faker just very clearly waits for the last moment to flash the, what's it called, the seismic shove, and then patient with the cooldowns.
Yeah, just QQs?
Yeah.
That's a flash lick, and an Abyssal Dive to come on forward as well. The Fear Tether has come on through, and Call Me is really dead. Jiwoo tries to help out as the dredge line is going to connect to the wall for Peter, but Dustbringer is down. Owner is a little bit extra speedy. Another Abyssal Dive. That's going to get the flash out this time around as Carrier might have overstepped, but there's the Faker damage flying on through the Tongue Lash. Just barely not catching the backside of the Nautilus.
But you can see that just like no one on Nongshim expects a play like that.
Okay, Dundun and Zeus going aggressive. The all-out comes through once again, and now Dundun throws another buckler. He needs to get onto the shield. Well, he doesn't really. Oh, the flash forward! He finds the Q, and it's a solo kill for Dundun. Now he'll take a victory lap and head into the death chamber, but the damage has been done. He just can't. Because he can have that game number 1, and it just looks terrible as, okay, we've got a cease and desist. Coming through onto Faker here as Sylvie tanks the turret for way too long. He's just dead, and it's another 1-for-1.
You know, this feels like a bit of deja vu.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you need 4 people, but actually last time they brought 4 people, and someone died then as well, yeah.
So one of Wave's abilities, you know, you can put this little field down that when you walk in range. Oh.
Yeah, you can see Zeus opting in for it one more time. Steadfast Presence, pretty powerful. And Zeus is going to realize that that's not going to work out. As okay, Sylvie gets a bit of a jump scare. Blocked, not able to get over the wall. Feared and dead. I know that because I always regretted not getting the... Okay, never mind. Here is the cease and desist into the flick back. And can Faker get a kill this time? The answer is no. This time, he's not close enough to the turret.
Still fine.
Yep. Beautifully done. Chance of corruption here towards the bottom side of the map is now Carrier going to have to flash. Gets out of the way there. Faker's very low as Colmy just eats the ultimate. Dawning Shadow does keep Faker alive. But you can see T1 also playing aggressively. Not going to find the Chains of Corruption, but it doesn't matter. The center just explodes. Ona tries to get into the backline, but Peter's there with the dredge line, and Chiwoo is just raining arrows down onto T1. They're in the equalizer. The flash forward. The seismic shove, and Peter's landing hooks all over the place. Nongshim, they crushed them.
Onto Faker, and then flashes to get a triple knock-up.
That's so sick. Anyway, Dundun and Zeus are now fighting as he just stands there. Steadfast Presence says absolutely not. You are going nowhere, and the Dawning Shadow doesn't do enough. Oh. And now another hook is going to land. And is it happening? I think it's just happening. Carrier thought that he was going aggressive, but instead he was going to his grave. Oh, never mind. He's Tom Kench. He just eats the great health, and he should be all right. Ona gonna try and get himself out of there. Speaking of getting out of there. Yeah, and he actually took the arrow, but it just didn't do quite enough damage. And okay, there's Paranoia. And now we're back to T1 finding themselves some picks. Although Sylvie kind of here, but maybe he is just more food, as he does have to flash, get out of the way. Vault Breaker as well to avoid. That was cool. And Abyssal Dive going to come on through here. So Peter doesn't have flash. He's going to get gobbled up and spat at towards the turret. Does find himself a hook. And Jiwoo just not enough damage to actually do too much there, as the health actually is going to go back. The shield is gone onto Carrier. And Jiwoo just stands his ground, able to fire back. And now Weaver's Wall to come in. Oh, he's actually interrupted. Still, the turret is going to go down, but not before Faker gets in here. Gets the flash out from Jiwoo there. I think if he was caught by those jaws, he was dead.
After the last game that they showed on the space, where
bit of a hook connecting here. Gets knocked up as well as the Paranoia comes in. Good flash from Carrier to make the overcommit happen, as cease and desist is going to be spell shielded by Ona beautifully. And now Zeus, he's looking for an all-out angle. Let's see if he can find one there as he pulls in the Poppy. And I don't think that Dundun's going to be able to survive. Well, he will survive for a very long time, but he is still dead. And that kill goes over to Gumayushi. T1, they find their pick, and they even out the gold. I will sacrifice myself, just save yourselves. As Abyssal Dive is going to land onto Jiwoo, taking a lot of damage there as well. Devour going to be used aggressively. Ona taken down extraordinarily low as, he's spat out on top of the Nocturne, and he's able to get the arrow off, but still it's a double kill for Faker. Colmy is now trying to find the seismic shove, but he won't get a good hook from Peter though. But Carrier, can he stay alive? Yes, he can, because he's Tom Kench. He's practically immortal. And the Tongue Lash going to get the stun onto Peter, as now Dundun, he's back in the battle, but there are just not enough teammates to keep him alive. He has been in side lanes a lot. He's accrued a 40 CS advantage. Oh, the fear comes in, and Sylvie, the unending despair, he flashes into the brush, will survive from, oh my goodness, very close to his fall. And his Dawning Shadow snipes him! All right, Faker gonna find the jaws onto Jiwoo, and there he goes. Ona launches underneath the turret and does not care about it. A Devour comes through onto Dundun. Carrier, I don't think, liked the taste of that, and is going to move himself back. Dundun pretty tanky right now, but Colmy running out of health bar. And now Peter looks for the hook angle, doesn't quite get it, and look at Faker. He's just standing back, raining hell down on Nongshim. There's the snipe. This champion is not okay, Ox. He just isn't. A hook is going to connect. It looks great from Peter, but I think he might just be dead. There's the double, the flash lick from Carrier. And that is the turret falling down as well. Sylvie not going to be able to do anything, and even gets knocked up here as more... Of course, Faker has another ability for him. And he will be taken down. That's a kill going over to Zeus. And T1, they wipe Nongshim off the map, and they're looking for Baron. Black and white, like in grayscale.
As I said.
All right, I guess you just kill him. That's how you do it. You will die, though, and Faker gets his 10th of the game. Sylvie's also in trouble. This might be 11th, as he's down extraordinarily low. There it is. 11 kills. And T1, with their Baron in tow, are looking to try and break open the base. Faker is just launching missiles, and there is just no response. They can't do anything about it. Dawning Shadow flies in. That's going to be the Q back. All out from Zeus. He's getting underneath this turret. Look at the damage! And T1, they do not allow Nongshim to win game 3s. Yes, a casual game 2 here and there. But game 3, this is T1 territory. They're going to set to work on these Nexus turrets. And they now have their eyes set towards the telecom war that's going to be coming up on Saturday. This one, I mean, there were some moments. And honestly, Nongshim had a great early game. That it was all T1 from about 15 minutes onwards. And it was just all Faker.
Yep.
This guy's Hui's too good.
Yep, 76.
Game number 1, of course, ticking over to that.
I feel like... I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like Faker didn't do as much damage as I thought he would because Nongshim kept running out of health.
Thank you very much. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Zeus and Faker on the side of T1. After a close 3-game series. Congratulations, you guys. Zeus, how are you feeling? We won, but despite that, I feel like I was pretty much scolded and beaten up by Dindin. So I feel like I've learned a lot today. And Faker, I'm relieved that we were able to secure a victory. It was a difficult fight, but I was able to win through my teammates today. And Faker, you reached your 900th LCK game, and we are well aware that you don't keep mind. These milestones don't really affect you, but how do you feel? I'm very grateful, and I'm thankful that I'm able to get to this point. And you reclaimed the sole position of rank 1 in the POG rankings with 600 points. So how do you feel? I feel like I definitely had more opportunities to get more points for POGs, but obviously I have a lot of opportunities in the future as well, so I'll make sure that I am able to grab those. And Zeus. How do you feel about Faker and his POG points and you getting your POG points? I feel like there are so many good players in my team that, you know, I get why Faker is rank 1 right now. I think I have a long way to go. And with the first match, with the match today being the first with the new patch 14.3, how did you feel about the new changes? Yeah, I think there were a lot of new changes that I could definitely feel firsthand. And Faker? Yeah, there are a lot of changes in the mid lane. And I believe that we can foresee some various new picks and bans in the future. And in Game 1, Zeus, you dominated Jax with Gnar in the top lane. So how did you manage to gain prio so well? I feel like I was pretty confident regarding the matchup. But I feel like with the Jax's itemization and runes, I feel like I was able to get prio earlier on, but I think I was able to learn throughout this process of playing it out. And in Game 2, the enemy jungle targeted your lane and gave you a hard time. And after a bloody 40+ minute game, it ended up being a regretful defeat. So what was the feedback there? I feel like, yeah, the draft didn't really go well after realizing that how the game played out. I think throughout the game, I just ended up farming. I think that was the only way I was able to play out in the end. And Faker, you played your 76th unique champion in LCK, Hui, and you faced Talia with Hui in games 1 and 3, so how was playing him? Hui, when it comes down to Hui, I feel like it really is important to hit your skill shots. And obviously, it is a complicated champion to play, so I had to remain concentrated. And the Riot Games staff who designed Hui mentioned that Faker may be the best player who can control and master Hui. So what are your thoughts on this? I believe that I am also the best and I can be the best at Hui. And in Game 3, it was such an exciting one where we saw engages where not one side backed down. So were you certain that you would win these skirmishes? I feel like Nongshim was able to play very aggressively today, and based on how the game was playing out, I feel like we were able to fight back pretty aggressively as well, and that's what caused all these skirmishes. Obviously, we're a team that does not back down when a team fight opens up, so I believe that we were very well trained for these sort of situations. And for Owner's 3-year debut anniversary, we received a bunch of gifts, including towels, delicious bread, and coffee. Would you like to congratulate him? After the match, I held up 3 fingers, and that was just to congratulate his 3-year anniversary. And as many of you guys know, I reached the 3-year anniversary before he did, and I really wanted everyone to be aware of that. And Faker, would you like to share a word of congrats? Congratulations. And for your first match of round 2, you will be a part of Saturday Showdown against KT, as well will be a traditional telecom rival match. What will your goals be? Obviously, as a big rival, they're a very strong team. I believe that round 1 was just as exciting, so we'll make sure that we are prepared for that match. We cannot foresee how round 2 will be, so we'll make sure that we are well prepared and make sure to give you guys a great match to watch. And this will be the end of the interview with Zeus and Faker of T1, and back to the space.